Alright, what is up, everybody? We are back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today, we're going to be talking about Celtics Thunder. They played last night, and it was a really good game and a potential 2025 NBA Finals preview. We're going to talk about all about that game here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. Link to my Twitter and all that stuff down in the description below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So last night we had the Celtics and the Thunder play. Thunder on a 14-game win streak. They had the second best record in the league, and the Boston Celtics, obviously the reigning champs, still, at least to me, was the team to beat in the NBA. We got a great game on a Sunday, even though it was Week 18 of the NFL season, and we were locked in on that, but still found a way to watch this game because this was a juggernaut of a game. The Thunder ended up getting this win, 105-92. A great game. First half came out, the Celtics came out with the energy in the first half. They shot, or the first quarter at least, they shot 5 for 14 from three, only missed one free throw, 10 for 11. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were on it early. Brown had 10 points, Tatum had 9 points. A couple guys hit some shots. OKC, Shea gave you 11. You know, Case of Wallace had 5 points, but no one else really was going crazy. The Celtics got the first quarter done. Get to the second quarter, Jaylen Brown starts to kind of take over this game. I really liked how Jaylen Brown was playing in this first half. He was being really aggressive. Um, had 11 points in the second quarter, 5 for 7 from the field with the end to the line. Porzingis made his impact, fell at 8 points. Derek White was 1 for 5 from 3. He had 7 points. They shot 59% from the field, but the 3-point shooting was only 1 for 8. While OKC was 5 for 14 from 3. The bench was big for OKC. Aaron Wiggins hit 2 threes in the quarter. Isaiah Joe and Kenny Hustle all hit a 3 in that quarter. But Jada was 1 for 2. Isaiah Hartenstein 0 for 3. They were having tough nights, and Jaylen Brown, Porzingis were making their presence felt. And Boston had a 10-point lead at halftime. Jaylen Brown had 21 in the first half on 8 for 12 shooting. Boston had 4 players scoring double figures on 51% shooting, while OKC had just 2 players with double figures on 41% shooting. While Boston almost doubled the free throw attempts. They won the rebounding battle in that game as well. And yeah, Boston had a really good first half. They were dominating, doing Boston things, hitting shots, playing good defense. Everything was kind of rolling for them. Jaylen Brown, I feel like, was a star in that first half. And it just kind of felt like, okay, Boston's going to, do their thing. What happens in the second half? And the second half, third quarter, tides start to turn. OKC, Shea gives you 9 points in the quarter. Their defense, though, it really was a defense. The defense locked in this quarter. Boston shoots 5 for 22 from the field, 1 for 13 from 3 in the third quarter. Porzingis has 7 points. He hit the only 3. Tatum has 6. And then Luke Cornett had 2. That's it. Jaylen Brown was 0 for 3. Derek White, Joe Holiday didn't score in this game. In that quarter. Payton Pritchard was 0 for 4. Sam Hauser 0 for 2. The OKC defense really started to lock in and show why they're elite. They started shutting down the shooters. They started shutting down Jaylen Brown. Couldn't really get anything going in this game. And even though OKC just didn't have that offensive firepower, though, in that third quarter. Shea started hit a couple shots. Some guys made some layups, hit some shots here and there, but it wasn't a full-on, scoring punch until we got to the fourth quarter. That's when OKC started to take this game over. Case and Wallace had a really good start to this quarter, hit a couple shots, and Wiggins hit a big 3-pointer to start the quarter. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA had an MVP moment. He said, "I'm gonna take over this game." 7, 3, and 2 in the quarter, a steal, a great chase down block in this one. And for the defense, it was on it. Boston was 3 for 18 from the field in the fourth quarter, 2 for 11 from 3. They had 12 points. Tatum had 9 of those 12 points, and Al Horford hit a 3-pointer, and that's it. Jaylen Brown 0 for 4. Derek White 0 for 3. Jrue Holiday 0 for 1, and also had 3 fouls in the fourth quarter. They kind of dang near started playing the whoever offense on Jrue Holiday, which is not something that has probably ever happened before. And then Lou Dort also was big, 11 points. He had 3 clutch dagger threes in that fourth quarter. Thunder outscored Boston 29-12 in the fourth, and overall 50-27. They allowed Boston 27 points in the second half. Shot 20% from the field, 3 for 24 from 3, and Tatum had 15 of the 27 points. While Shea and Lou Dort combined for 30. Shea and Lou Dort combined outscored Boston in the second half, and the Celtics ended up getting a win. They're 15 straight. They're 30-5 now. And yeah, just an amazing game. The feel of this game overall definitely felt very finals like with a lot of adjustments. You know, clutch defense. The crowd, obviously, OKC's crowd always going to show out and always going to go crazy. And just the matchups, it just felt like a finals performance. And for OKC, this really was like this was kind of if you could kind of see, especially in that second half, this felt like kind of a big deal to them. They know like Boston is the reigning champs. They're that team. They're still that team to beat, you know? But they come out and they still went hard. They fought hard, especially in that second half. That fourth quarter was just perfect. It felt like a perfect fourth quarter where the defense showed why they was elite, showed why they had the number one defense. Everybody contributing. Guys like Casey Wallace, Lou Dort, Aaron Wiggins, all competing and contributing. SGA taking over as the guy on the team, having his takeover in the fourth quarter, and a comeback victory. Like where it ended up as a 13-point win, even though no point in this game that I feel like anybody was leading by that much. Like OKC had a perfect fourth quarter, an amazing second half, and they show why OKC is the best team in the NBA right now. They are. I mean, I made a video talking about OKC the other day, but they are the best team in the league right now. They have everything working for them. Their defense is absolutely amazing. Their defense is amazing. They have a great role player staff where Lou Dort can come out and give you 4 threes. Casey Wallace is going to compete in the defensive end and have some offensive, things. Their bench, you got Aaron Wiggins, who can hit a couple threes off the bench. Isaiah Joe is a 3-point shooter. Candace Williams and Jalen Williams both hustle. You know, Isaiah Hartenstein's a really good big. J-Dub is a great second option, even though J-Dub didn't really have a good game. J-Dub was 3 for 10, had 5 fouls with 4 turnovers, finished with 10, 6, and 5. And then you have SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who was an MVP and can give you 30 to 35 points in his sleep, basically, when he wakes up. So this is the best team in the NBA, and they still are missing their second most important player in Chet Holmgren. He has not played yet in a while. He still isn't here. So they're winning these games. They're doing all this without him. Imagine when he comes back. It's only going to get even scarier for this team, for the NBA. So yeah, a great win for OKC. They have been absolutely on fire. 15 games in a row, just doing their thing. You know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, honestly, I think might have moved up to number one potentially on my MVP list after that game. Like that fourth quarter, even though it doesn't look anything crazy statistically, only like 7 points, like 3 rebounds. Like it doesn't look like anything crazy when you look at the numbers. But watching the game, it felt like a lot more. It felt very MVP like, where he came out, even in that third quarter, where OKC was coming back and the offense wasn't really clicking. It was Shai. Shai was the one getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line. He had a big 3 in that fourth quarter. Like it felt like an MVP type of performance. He finished with 33, 11 and 6, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 11 for 23, hit 3 threes in this game. He was phenomenal, and he might have moved up to number one in the MVP vote for me personally after that game. I mean, he's been killing it. We all know he's been killing it. We all know how amazing he is. But last night that was an amazing performance for them. For Boston, tough one. You know, for Boston, I'm not really sweating these regular season losses for them. I mean, they're 26 and 10 now. Um, they haven't been as amazing in the last couple weeks. But honestly, do I care? Not really. I don't, because I still think they are kind of the team to beat. They're still the reigning champs. They're still a team that I would not want to face in a 7-game series, and I would take over most likely anybody in a 7-game series. You know, Jaylen Brown, tough second after an amazing first half. He does not score in the second half. He goes 0 for 7, which kind of can't happen. Tatum gave you 26. He tried in that second half, couldn't make anything happen. Porzingis had 19 points and 9 rebounds. Tough shooting night for Derek White, who's 2 for 11. Jrue Holiday has not been great this season, especially in the offensive end. He shot 1 for 6, 0 for 4 from 3, 2 points in this game. And the bench wasn't really a factor in this game for Boston. Payne Pritchard, the 6th man of the year, though, probably going to run away with 6th man of the year, did not score in this game. 0 for 5. Sam Hauser hit 1 3. Luke Kornet had 4 points, 4 rebounds. And Al Horford had 2 threes. He had 8 boards. But yeah, OKC did a great job of limiting them. Boston could not shoot the ball well. And that's what Boston kind of is going to do. Boston, we all know, is a team that's going to live and die by the three-pointer. And as in the last couple games, they've died a lot more than they won. They lived recently, you know. Um, this is also the first game they've had their full team healthy in a very long time. You know, there's always been a game where either Jalen Brown's sitting out today, Porzingis sitting out today, Al Horford's sitting out today, even Tatum sit out a game once or twice. So this is the first time Drew Holiday's even sat out a couple games. I feel like. So this is the first time they had their full lineup healthy. You know, and it showed some promise in the first half, but the second half was just they got locked up. You know, am I worried about this Boston Celtics team? No, they still are a team that does take a lot of threes. You know, um, their I feel like their defense hasn't been as on lock and on point. But we also saw that last year in the postseason, where for the first kind of 3 quarters, it felt like their defense wasn't really there. And then once it got down to the time, they're like, all right, let's lock in defensively, and they did that. You know, it's gonna be tough to kind of keep living off that. They're gonna have to lock in the entirety of the game. But I mean, I still kind of don't really. I'm not worried about Boston really, unless this becomes a real issue and they aren't like one of the top 2 teams, top 3 teams in the East. Then maybe we can have a conversation. But right now, I'm not really sweating it for the Boston Celtics. If you're a Boston Celtics fan, you should not really sweat this whole lot, losing the regular season. You know, I feel like it's probably maybe still a little bit more of that championship hangover, where after you win a championship the next year in the regular season, you're probably not going to do super, super well. Or probably be as elite as you were the year before. It's just what it is. You won a championship, you kind of get that feeling of like, okay, we're the team to beat. No one can really stop us. And it also, teams are going to come at you with 100%, with everything they have. And that's what they've been doing. You see the Boston Celtics schedule, you're like, oh, we're getting up for that game. And OKC definitely got up for this game in the second half. So I'm not really sweating for Boston. For OKC, they have been elite. They might be the best team in the NBA right now. You know, they're doing their thing. An amazing game to watch and a potential finals preview. And I'm happy with it. I'm happy we got a really good game out of it. But yeah, it's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, liking, turn on notifications, to also like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.